What's up, YouTube? Back on the finals, and I haven't posted a finals video in since the open beta, honestly. And a lot of people have been asking me if I was gonna do another controller settings video, and because everybody seemed to really like the one that I made for the open beta that happened a few months ago now, 3 months ago in October. But now that the game is fully released, a bunch of changes happened to controller settings and aim settings and ADS settings with the release of the game in Season 1. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys my new updated controller settings that I use for pretty much across the board. A light build, medium build, heavy build, you know, from sniping to hip firing, everything. This is what I use. So first, let's take a look. Controller. I like to have my horizontal sensitivity a little bit higher than my vertical. I've never really been a gamer that enjoyed that as much in other games, but I don't know, something just feels a little bit more natural about it in the finals. Maybe it's because the vertical sensitivity to me feels a little bit more sensitive than the horizontal. So zoom multiplier, I believe in the open beta I had this at like a 25 or something. I have it now at a 40. The reason of that is because I now utilize this zoom look boost ramp up time mostly for sniping. It helps me a lot with sniping and tracking while I'm ADS'd. There was a lot of adjustments that happened with aiming down sights in this game. There's a lot less bloom when you shoot your gun, so there's a lot less visual recoil, and your bullets tend to shoot more closely to the center of your screen and your reticle than it did in open beta, which has been a complaint for a lot of people. A lot of bloom. People were using like monitor crosshairs instead of the actual crosshairs in the game, but sniping and everything feels a lot better now for controller, and this is something that helps out a lot, having these vertical and horizontal zoom boost ramp up times. Focal length sensitivity scaling on. I like to be able to, you know, see with my field of view settings. It feels like I like seeing more of my screen, which helps. Also, by the way, my field of view is at 100. Make sure you bump it all the way up to 100. Motion blur and lens distortion all disabled, obviously. I mostly play with, you know, I do epic view distance, but everything else is low to give me the best FPS as possible. I'm currently sitting at 150. I don't know if that's great, but you know, I haven't had many issues. Dead zone, I keep my dead zone at 0. I like a little bit of like static movement. I feel like it helps engage aim assist a little bit more when your crosshairs are moving. And anyway, I play with the scuff with paddles on the back. I'd never need to take my fingers off the thumbsticks, which helps with my movement a lot. And back to settings. Controller. Yeah, so no, I don't do the horizontal look boost or vertical look boost or the boost ramp up time for hip fire, because I like my crosshairs to just go to the direction that I'm pointing, and I like to be able to control it a little more freely. But I don't mind it when I'm drag shooting for it to be a little slow at the start of my ADS, so I can get a better track on target and then slightly boost in speed if a target is moving, let's say with evasive dash or just a little bit further down, you know, a hallway or whatever. Then I can sort of like boost up, you know, with my sniper and sort of catch them that way. I play linear for my look response curve. I like a more direct input from my sticks. I think it helps a lot. It reminds me of Apex a lot, so I enjoy it. This is huge. This is huge. The preset is directional equipping. So for your gadgets, for example, you can see in the bottom right of the screen, I just have to press my D-pad for all my gadgets. So it's a 1-button input for everything, opposed to like a 2-button input, which I believe is the default. So it helps a lot. It helps a lot with, you know, quick gadget access. If there's any one setting that I think is the most important, it's probably that. Sprint behavior is toggle, because I don't want to jam my thumbstick too much, and there's a lot of moments where you kind of want to like slow walk. Crouch behavior I have is hold. I think the default is toggle, but spam crouching while you're shooting, just like in Apex, is kind of the meta. Has always been the meta, to sort of get your target, you know, to juke them out a little bit so they missed a little bit of shots. It's always been a good benefit in combat to have something like that. I was thinking about changing my interact to X, but it's just something that you get used to. Most games are X on a controller, but keeping it as Y, it's, you know, it's just a little bit of a learning curve. It's not no big deal. Aim assist, of course, on. Sensitivity reduction on. Target tracking on. Zoom snapping on. These are, I think, all additions. Most of these are additions that came with Season 1, but just keep all of these on. It definitely helps with your aim assist. Controller vibration, obviously, off. You know, you don't want to... It's a little bit more distracting, but I just want to show you guys. I mean, with the XP54, I'm showing you it pretty much no recoil, which is really good. I'm holding down slightly on target, and you can sort of see with that medium target out there in the distance, the bullets might not really hit the exactly where the crosshair is, but it's really the center of your screen, but it's a lot closer than it was. So guns like this, you're able to beam at a little bit more distance than you were in the open beta, which is great. But the biggest change, the best change, is I don't know any of my controller players that tried to snipe in the open beta, but it felt impossible to snipe in the open beta. But it is much smoother now. It is much smoother. I can zoom on a target and then boost to another target. It is much more responsive, much more easier to hit your shots. Honestly, sniping has been a lot of fun in this game. I don't know if anybody's been checking out any of my short form content on YouTube or TikTok, but I have a lot of sniping montages, a lot of sniping clips that I've been posting. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. And honestly, if anybody's been playing this game ranked wise, light is not good in ranked, man. You're dealing with a lot of double mediums and a heavy. But the only kind of advantage you have as a light is this sniper, man. The sniper meta is probably the only thing that'll make any difference for a light class in ranked, at least that I've noticed. Everything else is pretty much a no-go for light, unfortunately. But yep, that is the controller settings. So if I missed anything, you know, leave it in the comments. If anybody's curious about anything, please leave it in the comments. But yeah, I appreciate everybody tuning in, and catch you in the arena. Peace.